Hi, hello. Right, so welcome back to Pyrography lessons, I suppose. This time we are going to be doing human portraiture, and we're going to be doing this picture here, this one here. So we're going to be doing this little boy. I love how bright his eyes are. So we are going to start with the eyes today, and get going from there. We will be learning how to navigate around skin tones and things like that. So for the blending and all sorts as the weeks go on. Can we have this?
No.
Pointy downy camera? Thank you. Okay, so I haven't drawn his mouth in here because I was asked last time how to get the picture onto the piece of wood. So I'm just going to draw. I've drawn most of it in, and I'm just going to show you how I generally do it, especially for portraits of any kind, because obviously if people want portraits, whether you're doing it for personal reasons or for business or anything like that, people generally want portraits to be looking like the person that they are. So what I do here is I've just taped on the back my piece of paper. So this is printed out piece of paper. I've just got a piece of carbon paper here. I'm just going to do shiny side down. I'm going to flatten that down here. Now all I'm going to do is going to take this pencil and I am going to go over the mouth area here. I'm just going to follow this around, and I'm not pressing too hard. There's only light pressure on this, just because we don't want to indent the wood. So I'm just going to follow this around nice and lightly. And what I will do is also follow this shadow here, also very lightly. Okay. So there, now that should have transferred onto the wood, just like that. Now, where I've transferred, there are a few, you can see it's quite dark. So what I'm going to do is just going to take my sand eraser and just give it a rub over and get rid of some of that darkness, because when you burn in portraits, you burn in very light, and you don't really want the dark of the carbon paper. If you use graphite paper rubs out perfectly well. But I only have carbon paper to hand today, so I'm just going to have to work with what I've got and just rub out a few of these harsher lines. Same down here, this ear, it's obviously a lot darker than this side here. So I'm just going to give it a rub. As you can see, I use the sand eraser quite a bit. So.
And then hands the rest of the eraser over to the kids when she's finished.
Yeah. Give the red part to the kids. Yeah, because that's for pencils. So I'm going to hush a minute, and I'll let Phil take over just for 5 minutes.
5 minutes? It won't take 5 minutes today. Joining us this afternoon is Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft.
Hi, Wayne.
Valerie.
Hi, Valerie.
Rob from Kingsborough Abrasives.
Hey up, Rob.
He's back on his official channels.
He's back at work.
And Bitten.
Hi, Bitten.
And Andrew from AGK has just joined us.
Hi, Andrew. And Debbie, if you're there. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and New Year. Ours was certainly nice and quiet for a change. Just the way we like it. So just rubbing out some more of these harsh lines. It sounds counterproductive to put it on and then take it off, but honestly, it when you're burning, you really want the lighter tones, especially around the face, the skin and the eyes. So just going to put it on and take it off.
Andrew says, I'm in the workshop. Hopefully she's cooking dinner.
Oh, okay. Making anything nice in your workshop, Andrew? Right, there we go. So that is that. I may rub out a little bit more as we go along, but I don't think so. I think that is just fine, just the way it is. Now I'm going to start today. We're going to be starting with the eyes, and I'm going to start with the teeny tiny spoon shader because it's fabulous for small details. I'm just going to give this a quick clean. I generally clean them when I put them back on the stand, but I just like to make sure because I haven't used this tip for a week or two, so just double checking.
I haven't used that tip since you changed it over on the last project.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was Luna, the dog, the puppy that we did, Luna. That was the last time I used the spoon shader. So just giving it a bit of a.
Oh, Andrew's
rub.
making pens.
Oh, is he? Nice, nice. Right, so I'm going to put my machine onto a number 3.5. And we are going to start with this eye here, and we're going to go around just on the inside of the lid.
Before we start it.
Yeah, yes, sorry. Zooming in. Move that across. Do you want to put the picture up in the corner?
I might consider it.
Yeah. Good man. Good man.
There you go.
There we go. So there's the reference picture. If you do want the reference picture, if you do want to follow along, the reference pictures and the line drawing that I've just used, this line drawing, is in the Google Drive document, and that is the link to that is in the description below. So you're more than welcome to burn along, or at a later date. That's absolutely fine. But all the reference pictures are in there. The materials list is also in there. And there is also, I put a black and white version of this reference photo in there because sometimes on the black and white photos, you can see the slight darker changes in the tone of the skin. So you can see where you need to put a little bit more of a burn, a few more, a layer or two extra. Like you can see where from his nose down to his mouth, you can see those lines just a little bit more on a black and white photo.
Mr. Jamie Page has joined us.
Hey, Jamie. Okay, so we're going to start this, and we're going to start on the corner of this eye here. Now, we want this. We not want a harsh line. So I'm just going backwards and forwards.
And Wayne says he's resting after watching a gang of blokes carrying roofing around his garden.
At least you weren't doing it, Wayne. At least you weren't doing it.
Hope you're feeling better after the escapades earlier in the week.
Yes, I hope you're feeling better too, mate. So in the corner of eyes is always like a darker spot where your eyeballs is. So what you have to do, and it goes around. So I'm going to make sure we curve around with the burn, but not too heavy. So ever so lightly, just curving, but we're curving up as the eyeball would curve up.
And Wayne says he would try and do a self-portrait, but everyone would think it was an abstract, especially if it was a perfect resemblance.
There's nothing wrong with abstract, mate. So just darkening this lower lid here a little. And then we're going to bring it down from, because this part here is actually quite dark because it's where the lashes are. So I'm just going to bring it down as if it was the lashes, so in the direction that the eyelashes would be. Now it's hard to kind of get top eyelashes in. They look, sometimes they look a little bit weird because of the angle that they go at when you're looking straight on at somebody. So just bring it down and then curve around just slightly. So then when you get to the corners where you can actually see the single lashes, you're curving in the right direction. And you can always darken down if need be.
Bitten says she's enjoying being inside in the warm. Just come back from a walk with a dog and it's minus 10 degrees. We've also had the worst snowstorm in 25 years.
Wow.
And I've been snowed in since Wednesday.
I think I saw a video. I think she lost the dog in the snow at one point. It was like really, really high. I think I saw a social media post. So we're just going to go around this eyeball here. Now he's got grey eyes. So we're just going to, but he's like got a darker ring. So we're going to bring that darker ring in. So, now, if you fancy it, then you can like you can colour eyes with either pencil or paint. So you can actually put colour in, and it makes like the actual burning itself pop really, really nicely. That is an absolute personal preference.
Yeah, you did that with the owl, didn't you?
I did, yes. I have done it with a couple of pieces.
And she said, and Bitten says, yes, my dog disappeared in 60 centimetres of
That
snow.
was it, yeah. Oh, bless. So going up here, and we're a little bit darker up here, so we're just going to darken this bit down a little bit. Your sister's got snow, hasn't she?
Yes.
His sister is in America, and they've got snow over there.
I think they've got about, I think got between 6 and 9 inches.
Is that what they got?
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
So they're not quite as bad as Bitten's got.
No. So we're just going to keep going this way. What I'm doing is I'm bringing the lashes down, because that's how it is on the photo. It's kind of bringing it down. Now they do curve, but I'm just doing the downward motion just to start, just to see where we are with this eye, because he's got really, really long lashes. Now just small movements, and the pressure on the pen is really, really light. Don't need much pressure, because you're aiming to burn on the surface of the wood rather than into the wood. If you burn into the wood, then sometimes if you make a mistake, it's harder to get it out, or you leave like a yellow overburn, is what I call it, and it doesn't always look very nice. If you're going for that kind of look, then that's perfect. But for something like this, I'm not looking for that kind of look. So what I'm going to do is bring this bit up here. So this eye is almost looking cartoony at the moment, but it will come together. So I've got no hard lines. These are all soft shades. So even though I've put a line in there, it's not hard. So I'm just going to do a circular motion here for soft shading in that eyeball, it's actually where the tear duct is.
I think we should have zoomed in on that eye a bit.
On the camera or on that photo? Okay.
Yeah, I can't do that now. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'll work on that while you talk to everybody else.
Okay. So just soft circular motions in that eye, because the eyeball is round. We're just going to do the other side. It's just some soft circular motions. Now really, really soft. just because what we're doing is we're building up the layers rather than, you know, putting harsh lines in. So we're just going to bring some soft lashes over here. Now these lashes aren't exactly where the little boy's lashes are, but we're getting close, as close to as possible.
Right, let's swap this picture out.
So the lash comes that way, and then a bit more, and then it kind of goes to the opposite side. You haven't got to worry about this at the moment. It looks a little bit ugly at the minute, but it will build.
Yeah, we'll be able to see a bit more detail on what we're actually working on now.
What I'm going to do is just turn this down a little bit. So I've got it on 3.5, and I'm just going to drop it down to 2.5. Because I've got some very light shading just to do in here.
Bitten was asking what number the machine is on, but I think you've just answered the question.
It was on 3.5, but I'm finding it's just running just a little bit too warm, so I've just put it on 2.5. Just to build up the layers a little bit more gently. When you're doing skin tones, you need to build up very, very gently, so you start really, really light. So you've got a bit of a shade here where the eyelid is. There. Just get that line in there, because otherwise I'll bombard over it and forget about it. So just making sure that I plot it in now. Okay. So just softly, softly go in between you got the upper lid and then the lower lid. So we're just going on the line on the lower lid at the moment. Just moving the backwards and forwards motion just to get it in there. Oops, a screwdriver. There we go, just getting it in, just with the first layer of colour. So here, I'm going to pull these lashes down just a little bit more. Just because they're a bit dark in there, he's got really, really dark lashes. That's it, just pulling it down. So just go along that bottom lid there, just a little bit. Really, 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 really light pressure, really, really softly, just for where that waterline is on the bottom. So now we're going to go on the inside of the eyeball, very, very gently, circular motions. I mean, if you don't want to, if you prefer a different motion, then that's absolutely fine. You know, you go for whatever you're comfortable with. Same as if I'm using a tip that you wouldn't use. If you don't like it, you know, you use what you've got. Use what you've got. Use what you prefer.
Yeah, sort of finding out what suits your style into
your
way of working.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what you want. You know, everybody is very, very different. Everybody does things differently, and that's absolutely fine. If everybody was the same, the world would be very boring. So just bringing in a bit of the colour of the eye. Now the eye is actually darker than the whites of the eyes. We're just going to build this up very, very gently, because there's lots of little the pigmentation in this eye. So we've got to be careful to add that in as we go along with extra layers. And making sure there's little catch lights in here as well. So we're just going to go around all these little catch lights because we don't want to colour those in at all. There we go. So I've got a little catch light here and another one here, and then I've got another one just on this bottom bit here. But what I'm trying not to do is go around them and leave a hard line. We don't want that. We're trying to shade in this eye. So add in some extra shade just here and on the bottom of this eye. And colour that bit in there because that's not catch light, that bit is there. And then you've got the pupil in the middle that is dark as well. But the way that this catch light is here, it's actually going over the pupil. So we've got to go slightly round here. Slightly round this catch light with the pupil. And you should be starting to see that pupil appear now. You've got catch light on the bottom that is in the pupil as well. Add.
Yeah, eyes seem to be the longest bit, don't they?
Yeah. That and hair on people portraits, but it is just about getting the eyes right. That's why you start with the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul, and getting them right is really important. If you start with the eyes, then if you do have a whoopsie, which we all do, then it can always be taken back off the wood. And you haven't spent too many hours doing it. So just adding in some shade here. Now,
yeah, I'll get it right because I'm not sending it off live.
Hey?
Get it right because I'm not sending it off live.
Thanks.
And Alex Woodbutcher's, where's other Woodbutcher's joined us?
Hey up, Alex. How you doing?
And he says, blasted late notifications. Now it's probably the fact that we posted the live late.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and thought, oh, I haven't posted the live yet.
So just going to add a little bit here. There we go. Starting to build up nicely now. Building up these darker areas in this eye. Just going around the outside. That looks really weird on screen. There we go. So I think what I'm going to have to do is actually take a little bit of colour out of that eyeball. I think there's just a little bit too much colour in that eyeball. Just on this bottom piece here. So I'll save my rubber all of it. So just with the ink rubber, what I'm going to do is just take away just a little bit, just on this, just on this eyeball part there. It's just a little tad too dark. There we go. That's just that little bit better, look. Just a bit better. So, what I'm going to do is... Ooh, my wires.
Never technical difficulty.
Yeah, my wire's having a bit of a flit attack. So, just going to add a little bit darker of a circle around this eye here. And we've actually got under the lashes, there's kind of like a shadow coming down. I'm just going to add a bit of that shadow in as well. I've still got this on a 2.5. Don't think I need to go up just yet, but I will. Just not right this second. Adding that in there. And add a little bit more this side as well, for where the shadow and the colour of the eye is. There we go. There, like that. There we go. That's looking good now. Bringing them lashes down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that up to a number 3 actually. What I'm going to do is turn the spoon shader over a little bit, just over, so it's bowl side up. I'm just going to add some lashes from this top bit. Not going all the way down, just adding the darker element to where the lashes meet the lid.
Yeah, camera's not picking that up very well. But...
No?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. This way with that. There we go. That's looking a bit better. Every piece that you do goes through what I call an ugly duckling stage. So don't ever think that you get to this. I mean, this is an ugly duckling stage. Don't think that you should give up and this is the best it's going to be. Push forward and keep going, because it will come out the other side.
Unless your name's Phil.
No, even Phil could try. There we go. So what I'm going to do here is just add a little bit of dark up here.
Everybody's giving me an easy shift today. Nobody's got any questions.
Yeah. There we go. Just there we are. And then we're going to add some more dark into this part here. Watch us beeping. Telling me it's time to feed the kids. So making sure that when you do the colour of the eye, that you just remember that when you look at an eye, it pulls into the centre, into the pupil. So making sure that you're kind of trying to get that motion with your burner. So pull from the colour into the centre. Because we have laid the first layers down.
Bitten says she started the portrait of Mel Gibson and found that the nose was much more difficult than the eyes.
Yes, the nose is all shading. There are no harsh lines, and it is tonal values and shading. It really is, you know, sort of once you get the hang of it, once it clicks, you'll never forget it.
I think we're on an eyes day today, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We'll do the nose after we've done the eyes, which probably won't be today. So just adding in. Now it's still a shady line. It's not a hard line. Still a shade line.
And Rob from Copper Eye Woodturning's joined us.
Hey, Rob. How you doing?
Wayne says he always knew you were a shady character, Kez.
Yeah, probably. So we have up here some... Hey, anyway, Wayne, it takes one to know one. I'm gonna add some shade in here on the side because it's got shade where the top of the eyebrow meets the bottom of the eyelid. We get shade.
He just miffed because it isn't Christopher Lee.
Yeah. What I'm not sure of is the copyrights of that. I know that these burnings here that I do are not being sold. So I know I'm covered that way, that, you know, for copyright, but because I'm using it for a tutorial, I don't actually know where it stands for that, for the actual person that took the photographs.
Yeah,
That makes
so
sense.
You've got to be careful of copyrights.
Yeah, so it's a grey area. You can't really find anything unless anybody knows anything. I'm not quite sure. So I'm just conscious.
So at the moment we're using photographs that we own.
Yes.
Till we do a bit more research.
Yeah. Just conscious of that because nobody wants a lawsuit. Keep banging my head on the camera. So here we've got the tear ducts here. I'm just going to add those in. Just using soft circular motions to get those in. And I'm going to...
You're very murmury today.
Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to be. Just trying to get that in there, that shading bit there, because that's got to come all the way down, that has.
Oh dear.
In fact, actually, huh?
No, Wayne says, I know if you did a portrait of Valerie, she would be out of copyright due to age.
Mean. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this tip out for my... Yeah, what's it called, Wayne? This little...
Squircle.
Squircle. It's like a square with like rounded corners. I'm just going to swap my tip out for that because I find that that tip is easier
Can you
for.
zoom out while you're doing that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't think about that.
No, you can see what you're doing.
Yeah. So yeah.
You have to keep her under control.
Wild. So just going to drop that tip in there. Now, all it is a piece of wire, and it's bent around with a piece of pliers, with a pair of pliers, not a piece of pliers. A pair of pliers. That's all this tip is. Nothing special. So I'm just going to make sure that those connections aren't touching. So I'm going to zoom.
And Jacob from Jacked Up Leatherworks has joined us. Afternoon,
Hi, Jacob.
Well,
how are you doing?
You.
Yeah, morning. Right, so we've still got this on the number 3. And what I do is turn that pen over, it not being that way around, and turn this over. And I'm just going to do circular motions. I just find that this particular tip gives a nicer, smoother blend on shading, especially for skin. Because at the moment, this eye is looking a little bit wonky to me. So I'm just going to bring that down. Actually, I'm going to rub out that line there. There we go. Rub that line. Now we'll put some more in. So we'll put some shade in rather than the line. Just fast circular motion. The faster you go, the lighter the burn. The slower you go, the darker the burn.
So in this case, speed is your friend.
Yes, it is for this particular one. It is for this particular one. Just because when you're doing skin tones, it's awkward to get skin right if you just bash in with a darker tone straight away. So bring that around there. There, that's it. That's much better. I like that. So it's actually reasonably dark under this eyelid here. So just going over a few times, just to get it to the right tone, because it's not completely, not really light and it's not really dark under there. There we go. So let's bring that in there like that. That's a bit better.
Squeak up a bit. Nobody can hear you.
Sorry, that I was just getting that in there. Let's just say it's a little bit better. I'm not entirely happy with that little bit there.
I think I need to find the volume control for you today.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I've got them shouting. There we are. So just getting them in. So I'm just going to drag this down, actually.
Bitten says, how far away from London are your classes?
We're Midlands.
It's about a 2.5 hour drive. So if you look at a map of the UK, we're essentially in the middle.
Yeah. We're an hour and a half down from Yorkshire, where the Harrogate show was. So we're not quite as far up as the Harrogate show. Just adding this in here gently. You have to be very, very careful when doing skin tones, just because one extra layer makes it really, really wrong. I did an extra layer in the eyeball and it wasn't quite right. That's why I took it away. There we go. Yeah, well, that's looking better, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is get some of this shade in up here. So just circular motions again. This is what the underbit where the eyebrow bone is. There we go, just getting that in there.
And we've got Rabbi joined us from Bangladesh.
Hi, how you doing? So we are just adding layers into this part under the eyebrow bone. It's underneath the eyebrow really. So just adding the first layer in and then going over, because it's just slightly darker there. So we want it to match the skin tone, or we're trying to get it as close to. Just doing very gentle soft shading. I've not got any pressure on this pen. Not pushing into the wood at all. Just burning the surface.
And Ward Wilson's joined us from the west coast of Arizona.
Hi Ward, how you doing? So just adding a little extra layer in there, just to...
Rabbi says, doing great, thanks for asking. I hope you guys are all right.
We're doing good. We're doing good. Thank you for asking. Hope the weather is well over there. As is cold and horrible. I think Bitten's got it the coldest though, hasn't she, at the moment? I think Bitten's winning.
Yeah.
What's it like where you are, Ward?
Probably with it being Arizona, a damn sight warmer than it is here.
I don't know. You never do know. So just adding the layers in, adding the extra layers in. Like I say, gently adding the layers in is much better than just kind of just knocking them straight out.
So you're building them up rather than trying to do them in one go.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll put it into English.
Yeah. Okay. Doing better now. I've got this tip in.
Bitten says she doesn't like to win that one.
No, I don't blame you. I wouldn't like to win that one either. Do you get hot summers when in the Netherlands, Bitten?
So Rabbi says it's winter in Bangladesh right now. How's the weather at your place? Cold.
It's really cold.
Quick question: have you ever painted snowy weather?
I have, but only on like one of the really sort of small wooden rounds. So yes, I have painted it, but only small part. Like a small picture, nothing sort of massive. What sort of size are you painting? Painting anything bigger or even material, I suppose, that you're painting on? So just going to add a little bit up this eyelid here.
I was just having a look. You haven't got any left?
No, I haven't. They were all given out. They were all given out. They were. So just add.
Ward says it's a brisk 10.5 degrees Celsius there. Far cry from the 49 in summer.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So with Bitten at -10, she's definitely the winner.
Yeah, sorry, Bitten, you're the winner. We think. Yeah. So we're just going to add a little bit down here onto this, where you would go onto the cheekbone here. So coming inside this nose here, because the nose is going to come down and then out and around. You can see these little marks where it will come out for the nostrils. So we're just going to add the first layer in just here. Down the side of the nose. Just so we can blend the difference between the bottom lid and the cheek. There we go. Nicely blending in now.
Starting to get there now.
Yeah, it does. It does. It kind of, all of a sudden it's like it's ugly, it's ugly, it's ugly, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it actually looks like something. I think I'll need to put some.
Yeah, Jacob says the eye depth is amazing.
Thanks. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. It's not where I want it to end. I will tell you that. Because these. Just adding in just a little bit. I can just see where the eyelashes go up a little bit there. I'm going to take that and go there where the eyelid fold is. Just a little bit there. There we go, coming round. Bringing it down. Still, I've got this. Still got this on a number 3. So we're just gonna with a slightly lighter line over the top of that one. Well, not over the top, just above, should I say. That's it. And then up here we need some shading in just above this line, because it's just where the eyelid folds, and because it folds in, it is got a that's better. It's just got where it bulges slightly as it folds in. So we just need to add some shading up there just to show that bit. There you go. How's that looking on there? That's looking quite good on there now, isn't it? There we go. Let's just blend this bit of shading in here so it's not so harsh. So it goes up and bulges that way. So it's all about shading when you're doing skin tones, and it's just finding the different tonal values, because when you look at somebody's skin, it's never the same color, like a flat color all over, because otherwise you just look like a 2D cardboard cartoon, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah.
Reminds me of something out of what's the Disney cartoon?
No idea. Give us a clue.
Bing Bong.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called now.
No, neither can I.
So just going under this eyebrow again. Just here.
So Rabbi says he's never seen live pyrography painting. Looks like a lot of hard work. You are a really patient painter.
Thanks. It's definitely patience. Definitely patience. But once you get into it, it's quite therapeutic.
Bitten says sometimes I have trouble that when I start it gets like yellow.
Yeah.
Is it because of too much heat?
Yes, that is. That it's called yellow overburn. So what you want to do is turn your machine down and do lots of layers. Now, Bitten, I know that you turn. So you think of, if you've got a piece of wood on your lathe and you want to take away, it's a square piece of wood and you want to make it round, your tool isn't going to pass through that wood and make it round in one go. So you're going to take layers off. Now, if when you're burning, all you're doing is you're doing the opposite, you're putting layers on, but you're still doing it in layers. So it works that way, if that makes sense to you. It's just layers, and then you don't generally get the yellow overburn, which is basically what we're doing here, is just laying down the layers. It's slower, but it's effective. There we go. There we go. That's starting to look good now. I'm starting to like that now. Got a bit scary earlier.
A bit scary. I was going to have to sand it off live.
Yeah, that's the one. That'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you see Bitten now. Kez can now make that comparison because she's actually done her first bit of turning.
Yes. I actually turned something round yesterday for the very first time. I always make that comparison to turners anyway, because it's just how they understand it, it's how they learn. You know what I mean? So that's all I always say that.
So you're able to think of your pyrography backwards when you're learning to turn.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday I was taking off wood for the bud vase rather than like putting it back on, which was a little weird. It was very, very, very different, but it was quite enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. go.
And Bitten says, thank you. That makes sense.
That's okay then. That's good to know. It's, you know, sometimes it's trying to put it in terms that, you know, people understand. Some people do coloured pencils, some people paint, you know, wood burning, you know, there's lots of different things, and it's just putting it in a way that each person understands. Because when they understand something, it's much easier for them to do.
Just now patiently waiting to see how he did with his nose.
Well, I won't be doing his nose today. At this rate, I'm not even going to get a second eye done. So. Where was I? I was down there, wasn't I? I just forget where I am.
Squirrel.
Yeah. So still very, very gentle on pressure. If you think about pressure, if you were to put a pencil on your hand and it was to indent your hand, that would be too much pressure. If you were to run the pencil over your skin and it would tickle your skin, that would be the perfect pressure.
Apparently Bitten used to make pottery.
Oh.
Before she started wood turning.
Throwing clay. Cool.
So it was also difficult. You can't just put more on the wood.
No, you can't. Whereas obviously when you're throwing clay, you can add more clay. Yeah, absolutely. Pottery is one thing that I've never done. It always looks interesting, but I've never done it yet.
Jacob says slow and steady, Kez.
Yes, definitely slow and steady, mate. Just like your leather work. When you're doing your leather work, it's slow and steady. There we go. There's that. Oh, my iPad keeps turning off. I forgot to charge it, and it's gone into power saving mode. So every 30 seconds, it keeps turning the screen off. So I have to keep pressing it.
You didn't drop a charger on it?
No, it's okay. We'll be all right for a minute or so. I think we're about done in a minute anyway. So
yeah, 2 minutes to go.
Yes. So what we'll do is we will do the other eye next week, and then we'll be on to the nose on the 3rd week. But so there we go. And what we'll do is we'll leave it there. We'll just zoom out. So that is what we're looking at. It looks like he's winking with one side and he's got his eye wide open the other side, doesn't it? But that is what we're looking at so far. So there, we're getting there, look, nicely. So there we go. Oh, piece of chocolate. I found chocolate on my desk.
Oh, I kept tied that up earlier. You nearly lost it.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't. So anyway, guys, so I want to say thank you for joining us. That is all for this week. We will do the other eye next week, and then we'll move on to the nose on the 3rd week. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure as always. It's always great to spend time with you guys.
Bitten says perfect. I've learned a lot today. Thank you.
Excellent. That's what we're here for. So same time, 4 p.m. next Sunday, and we'll be on this one again. So we will see you soon, and thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Bye for now.